Welcome to another one of my videos. In this one we're going to be looking at a little bit of scenery again. Now just recently I was doing some reorganization in my attic and I came across a set, this trunk here. I had actually intended to do a tutorial on how to do the bark on it, but I never got around to it, and I chopped it up, threw it out, but then I rescued it from the rubbish again, stuck it back together again, and had the set sitting there. And I thought, well, now's a good opportunity to show you how to do that bark and finish that tutorial. So here's the trunk, and we're going to do this bark texture in Paper Mache. It's up to you how you build your trunk structure. I basically took some sticks, nailed them to some bits of wood, things, bent them round, wrapped some cardboard around, some corrugated cardboard, joined it all together and pasted it together with a lot of paper and glue, reinforcement and circles and things to basically get my structure. Then, now we're ready to put our texture on, and we'll do this piece here ready for you. I'm going to take some photocopy paper, in this case an old script, and from going from one corner to another corner on the diagonal, I'm going to scrunch it up. Scrunch it right up, then loosely open it out again into a diamond shape and flatten it on the bench, and that is going to be the basis of our texture. Then I'm going to take some watery glue that's about 50% white glue, Elmer's glue, PVA glue and water, and paint that on there, get it wet, then apply it to your surface and glue it on. Now the next piece you're going to stick in to fill that diamond shape there, filling in the gap so there are no gaps at all, and just start covering the whole trunk. Now once that's stuck on, you're going to go over and just make sure that all the edges and things are stuck down, because some of them won't be. Just go over that and double check. The next thing to do is collect up all your paper napkins that you had left over from all your restaurant visits and separate them into single ply. If they're double or triple, then just split them and turn them into single plies, so they're nice and thin. And with that watery glue, you're going to go over the whole thing in patches, and then take your paper towel, and then with an old brush that's all has its bristles just about dead, pounce it into the texture. And you can do that in pieces by doing a strip and then doing the next piece, and then continuing on. So one or two layers of the napkins is going to give you a unifying consistency to it, even though it's nice and lumpy and textured. So let that dry. Now, as with usual texture painting, we're going to have a dark tone, a mid-tone and a light tone to be able to do the texture. So we're going to paint it with the darker tone first, maybe a bit of brown into that. With plenty of wet dark paint, make sure that you get into all the cracks and crevices, and as this simulates the dirt that is captured in the bark. Then when that's dry, apply a lighter colour, not quite as wet a brush, but enough to cover the mid-tone. And then finally, when that's all dry brush the lighter colour onto it to really bring out the highlights and textures.